Hello and welcome back to Coding for All. So I have attached the social media links on all platforms that Coding for All is present at the moment, and I would encourage you all to join our pages so that we can stay connected with each other and we may discuss if there is any issue, and you will get to know the new posts that will be there. And obviously you can review, you can comment, you can ask, you can do anything that you want. So I would encourage you to join the groups, to join the pages, so that we may stay closely connected with each other. And I hope, other than these pages, I hope that you have been enjoying the journey so far. The reason is it might be that you would be thinking the tasks are very easy, the tasks are not that much challenging, or it is not much linked to what you were thinking web development would be. But stay just stay connected with me and have some patience. The reason is that I would encourage you to follow what I have been doing and what I have been saying to you since the first day. Just do the tasks, because these small victories, these small achievements will surely lead us and will motivate us and will make us more confident to get something that we want in the future. And so don't take these tasks, quizzes, and challenges silly or out of context. You will surely get to know its fruit and its, you can say, you will get its essence in the future when you will be doing the more difficult, complex tasks. Bootstrap is waiting for you, and many other activities are there that you will be doing. You are going to meet some applications, games, APIs. So stay connected with me, have some patience, follow what I am saying, and then you will get to know where we are leading. So now we are starting with Bootstrap and Bootstrap 4, obviously. First of all, I would like to congratulate each one of you as you really showed up and have completed HTML and CSS. And the final project that you got for HTML CSS was your fully well and beautifully designed own personal portfolio site. Now we will be shifting to Bootstrap 4. It is known as front end library. You might be hearing word front end and back end continuously from now on, especially, and you might have heard even during your, you can say, lifespan, especially when you are talking to any person who is coding related or application development related or web developer. So Bootstrap is one of the front end library sources that we will be utilizing. But before going further, we must know that what is backend and what is front end. So this our site, the final project, that the link I have attached to the previous video. I hope that you have seen all the videos and have covered all lectures. But this is what you can say front end, what the visitors or the viewers are going to see. And it is much more beautiful and interactive than the back end. And you can say that this is the back end. All the data, all the coding that you have done is referred as backend, and the thing or the view that the viewers or the visitors are going to visit and they are going to view, it is known as front end. And especially HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and even Bootstrap, these all are mainly used for front end. And for back end there are much more strong languages, you can say, such as Java, PHP, and many more that we will be covering in future too in this course. But what is the benefit of Bootstrap? That it will add CSS, or you can say design, to your site, and it will make your site responsive. Now, what do I mean by responsive? Now, what do I mean by responsive? Responsive doesn't only mean that your site will be very fast. It means that it must be user friendly. I mean to say that now the users are using site on their mobile phones. So it must adjust according to the place or the platform where your site is being visited. If it's on PC, it must be available to view in right form. On mobile, it must be mobile friendly. You see that there is even Google mobile friendly test, so it must clear that test. Now what about this site that we made? If we change its size, you see all the data has been jumbled up. So at the moment, this is not responsive. And we will be using Bootstrap to make our site responsive. Because in order to see the effect or rapid action, you can say of Bootstrap, why don't we go here? This is Codeplay. You can simply type and get to this platform for the practice. Now what about the button that we added last time? Class is going to be again btn, and we can write hello, what if, and then I'm sorry, all the code that I have sent to you in the last lecture regarding button, you may just paste it here. Then if we run, so this is hello, and we got this only after CSS. What if I eliminate all this and then run? That is how it appears, but with CSS it is going to appear like this. So what will happen if I add a bootstrap? Let us see, just go here, I'm sorry, just go here, bootstrap 5, yes. So eliminate all this. Again we are going to write the same thing. Class is going to be btn, again hello, but now we will be using the class of bootstrap, btn dash primary. What if we run now? You see, without writing anything else, we got this. Even you can change it by writing, if we change primary to dark, run, here we are. So how can you access all these classes of Bootstrap? Simply you are going to write getbootstrap.com and you will be able to visit this site, and then we are going to download Bootstrap, or you can say integrate Bootstrap for our own personal usage. So installing Bootstrap to your Atom for the usage is really easy. Just go to bootstrap.com. Now where is our Bootstrap? So you see, here is everything. You just need to simply copy this, cross all this. Okay, now we will open our folder. Here is our folder now. This is our folder here. Okay, now we are going to do work in this. So new file, index.html. Nice. Then as we did before, sites, or you can just simply write CSS. Then inside CSS, obviously we are going to make a new file, site dot css. We are, what are we going to do now? The file template is here. So right at the head, as we used to link it earlier, what was our method? Our method was that we are going to remove this, and you need to tell me the reason that why I removed this slash line, the slash you can see. And then I am going to copy my name as it is written there, Control S, and then what am I going to do now? Copy, paste. So now I'll show, but before that I just did for your understanding, we don't need this at the moment. So what are we going to do now? For example, hello, Control S. So what can we do? We can simply go to our folder. You see that we can see this right here. What if I obviously remove this, you see now, okay, hello is here, but what if I remove this bootstrap link, and then if we go and check it out, so you see this is the difference. The bootstrap has edited and has given its style prior to linking it anywhere to CSS or anything else. So that's the benefit of Bootstrap. The first thing I would like to recommend you is wireframing. Second is mockup, and then there's prototype. Now what is wireframing? Wireframing, I would like to recommend you that you may use paper and pencil. Simply use it to make your own site as a blueprint so that you may have a clear direction of your, you can say, your goal, or where you want to reach and how you want your site to look like. Or if even you are working for someone else, you may show the method or you may show the final goal in a rough form. The other thing I was talking about is mockup. At mockup level, you just make a visual effect of your site, that how it is going to look like, and if it is going to have multiple pages, how the pages are going to look like. And for prototype, you are going to move one step forward, as you will show the visual effect as well as some of its working. And for this reason, I would like to recommend you some sources though, so that it may help you on with your journey. So the first is UI patterns. From here you may get a clear idea about UI design. Explore all designs and you can select any of these so that you may have a clear idea about what you can do. The other is Dribble. You can use this site to have your own prototype, or you can say a mock-up. So you may have clear idea, you may copy the work, you may use it for your guidance. You can see this may be an example of prototype, and these may be the example of a mock-up. So I've sometimes used Canva for my wireframing as I feel comfortable, or you can say Dribble, but you can also use Canva or just simple wireframing with your pencil and pen, or you can use a software Balsamiq, where you can use it for, you can say, wireframing very easy. But I would like to recommend you that you must use pencil and a paper so that you may have clear idea about what you are going to do. And for our project further, you can say This is going to be what we are going to make. Obviously it will be better than this, but it's just an example of what we are going to do with our project. So this is going to be the site that we will be making 10 dog instead of anything else. So it will have testimonials and all these features, and you are going to make this by using HTML, CSS, as well as for Bootstrap. And the good thing about it is that it's totally responsive. So it is going to be really interesting task. It is going to change itself according to the display, and the best thing is that you will do this. Each and everything will be done by you. So you are going to make purely professional site that you must, I say, upload or host on GitHub, and I am going to show you that. I'll be attaching my link to of the GitHub so that we may compare and we can learn and grow together. So how can we do this? So in order to make a site somewhat similar to what we are looking here, the first thing we need a basic skeleton, and for this reason I will be attaching a file below this video in the description. You can install the file, the documents over there, so that you may have a basic skeleton of this site like this with you, and you may work what we will be doing next together. But if you want to test your, or if you want to practice more of your HTML skills again, you can try to make this on your own and may use it as a benchmark, and for correction or for comparison you may use the files that I'll be attaching to this in the description section below. So how can we make this site much more like the Bootstrap? Let us see. Now this is going to be the skeleton that I have sent you. You can have a view over it if you want. You can make your own, or you can just use this, whatever you feel like. So I have attached my CSS here, but it is not going to look like a Bootstrap. And for this reason and others, if you go to the components on getbootstrap.com to have a navbar, for this you may click the navbar here. This is going to open. Next, what we are going to do, we will be selecting a navbar from here. You can use, so here's it is that how it will look like. Just simply copy this, where you can paste this at navbar portion. And if you want, I will even if you don't want, but I will be explaining this navbar shortly after we have done this. So what I'm going to do now, it is Control S. Let us see how it is going to affect here. So see, this isn't what we want. The reason is that Bootstrap hasn't been installed here, and for this reason just go here, and after this you are going to copy, come on, you're going to copy this above your CSS link, Control V, Control S. Let us see now. Very nice, that's looking better. But so no, it isn't working, and we know that the HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap is for making our site beautiful, but to make it functional we need to have JavaScript. But as we haven't learned JavaScript, so what we can do, that we can simply copy this to our site, and just below our Bootstrap link we can add this, Control S. Now let us see what is going to happen. Okay, let us see now. Very nice. Now it's working very well. And you can even change the color if you want, and how you can do this I'm going to explain it later on, that how can you change the color. We have seen, you can see, a smart way of working with Bootstrap, where we just copied and pasted our navbar according to what we selected. But in order to explain the navbar, why don't we try this here? So nav, it is somewhat similar to, you can say, div. So here it is, and if I want to create an unordered list where there's a list item name as, you can say, contact, and I'm using Codeply just for this experiment, so let us see what is going to happen. So this is how it is going to appear, but by visiting, you can see here, the Bootstrap navbar, what we can see is that they have made specific classes. So we are going to utilize these classes. You can see here that a class navbar has been selected here. We will move step by step. Then for unordered list, it is written navbar nav, and for list item, it is written nav item. So why don't we use this? The class for navbar is going to be class navbar. For unordered list, it is navbar dash nav, and for item, it is nav dash item. I hope that I've it correct. Yes. So you see, it has changed itself totally just by adding these classes. What if I want to have a link attached to my listing, so that whenever I click, I get to a specific position, and for that reason I'll be using href, and this will have a class of nav link. I'll just control X, control V, let us see the change. So it has been changed, but obviously I haven't added href, but at the moment it will be blank obviously. So refresh now, you will see the change of the cursor as it directs to a specific position. So that's nice. We can even copy this to just have more experimentation later. What if I change the contact to, you can say, pricing, and then download, I run. So it is appearing vertically stacked over one another. What if I want to appear this as horizontal and single one line? And for that reason, again, you may refer to this, and you may see this navbar expand large. What does this mean? So this means that it will expand. Are we going to write it here? Navbar expand large. Let us see if there is any change. Yes. So this means that when there will be a large screen, such as, you can say, laptop, it will expand. What about a tablet? So you see it has changed its position to vertical form, and mobile phones again. So Nice, we are looking few changes here. Now what if I want to make this much more, you can say, expressive? So I must add a background color. So how can I do that? You can simply write background light. Let us see. So I hope that you can see a light color, or I can make it dark. So there you are. And what does this mean? Background means background, dark color mean dark, and you can obviously look it over here. The background light, so it is going to have light color. And if I add navbar light, what is going to happen then? If I add navbar dash light, let us see. Oh, dark. I must write dark. So there you are. So now it's becoming better. If you would like to have something, you can say light, we can write obviously. So it's better to experiment as much as we can so that we may learn easily. And there is no harm with experimentation. See, you can have similar to what we can see here, or if you want, you can have dark. Actually, I like the dark version, so I'm writing dark, but obviously you can do whatever you want. Yes, I like in this one. What if I want to add a brand that may appear here? So obviously I want the brand to be something other than this unordered list. So you can even look here that what about a brand? So brand must be with an href, and you can see here too, but an anchor works best. So obviously we need to add navbar slash brand, I mean dash brand. So we can write it over here after making an href. What will be the brand name? Anything, you can say test, for example, and the class will be navbar brand, and then href equals this. Let us see now what is going to happen. So you see, so here we are. And what if I want to add spacing? I mean, if I want all these to be present at this end, how can I do that? Why don't we refer back? And for this reason, we need to get to utilities, and where's the spacing? Here we are. And so spacing, in order to start, we need to write S. For margin it's M, and for padding it's P. And obviously let us see now what can we do. We need to add this to our unordered listing. So why don't we try here? Want to start margin start, and if the screen will be, you can say large, no change. Okay, that's not good. So in order to push all these at one side, why don't we try, as it has been written here, that we need to start as margin M and then we'll use auto. Start margin. What if I write auto? Is there going to be something? Oh, no change. I must be doing something wrong. Yes. So margin, start and auto. Due to auto feature, it will take the maximum distance it can have. What if I change the screen size? Okay. So that's nice, but not very nice. What we should do, we must have something, a drop down list here. And for this reason, we can do other things too. How can we do that? Now, as we discussed previously, that in order to change this to what you can say now, in order to change this to somewhat like a button, I must say, you might be able to see. Like this. If you want this to happen, and obviously we want this to be something like this, so what we can do, the first thing is that you can easily look here how it is written, but other than that, you can do one more thing, and that is, why don't you copy and paste this button over here, and this button will be after this, and then we want all this to the unordered list to appear in that button. Is that correct? So for this reason, we are going to make a div. That div will end at the end of unordered listing, as we want to cover that. And here we will make a class, and then class will be collapse navbar collapse. So we will write similar collapse navbar collapse. I think that you might be expecting the names to be funny, but this is how it goes. And then you can see that we need to make an ID. So we will make sure that we have ID. The name of ID must be similar to what the name of the target is. So just copy paste this here, and now we can test it. Okay, change the screen type, and there we are. That is the best thing that you can see at the moment. Here's a test, or you can see your brand, and each one of it is working correctly. So even at mobile phone display, it appears to be the same. That's the best thing that we can do. So this is how you can do all these tasks very easily, and we will be testing and working further, and you just keep on doing this along with me. So this is the end of our new lecture. I'm sorry for the delay, as I was You can see a bit ill, that is why I might even sound somewhat unclear. So apologize from my side, but I hope that this will also give you value in your journey. The other thing is that what we have covered in this, that how to install Bootstrap, benefits of Bootstrap, Navbar, different sources where you can wireframe, mockup, and even have a prototype of what you are designing. So this is somewhat centric to Bootstrap and its explanation, where we have started our new project, and obviously we will be working further over the project next week. But this lecture will provide you a I'm sorry, this lecture will surely provide you with the strong base what we are going to do in the future. So it is better to focus on this lecture first and do each and everything, understand each and everything just according to your own self at your own pace, so that when you move forward you won't face any difficulty. The other thing is that there might be some users that may be seeing this video directly in the Bootstrap playlist, so don't worry about lecture 12, because this is a series of full web stack web development course, and obviously I'll be making different playlists according to what we are doing in that week or in that lecture. So if you are watching it for directly Bootstrap, this means that you haven't watched our full stack web development videos previously. If you want, you can, or if you directly want to shift to the Bootstrap, then you may continue in it. We have different separate playlists for HTML and CSS. You might like to view that too. So it's your own choice. Keep working over it, and so we will learn and grow together. Like, share, and subscribe only if you get value from this channel and videos. See you next week. Until then, good luck, best of luck, bye.